My name is Brad Baker. I'm with the Pinball Garage and Champion Mill Arcade. We're based out of Southern Ohio, and we operate pinball, arcade games, prize and redemption games, and we've got a couple hundred games combined with our two locations. So we had been in business a couple years doing the token thing. And it started out as a nostalgia thing. We were, with having mostly pinball at first. It was fun, but then it became quickly not fun because always token jams, always problems with them not, accepting the tokens. And then we ran into the issue of the tokens did not come back to us as in as much volume as we expected. So we found ourselves almost every 2 or 3 months having to buy another $5,000 or $10,000 worth of tokens. And even though we were selling them, they weren't coming back. So it was a real pain in the rear because we had custom tokens with our logo on it and all that stuff. So we finally got to the point where we saw the price of admission to do the card reader and realized that within 6 to 8 months of what we were paying for tokens, it was a no-brainer. When we first opened in 2020, my son, who is our general manager of the entire operation, the bar and everything, he was reaching out to a few different card swipe manufacturers to see what was available, because before we decided on tokens, we were kind of just trying to see if we could afford it day one. We were on a really tight budget, but it was just like, hey, this is our wish list. My son said, you know what, Dad, I remember reaching out to this place called Amusement Connect, and they were the most responsive, and I talked to the owner, and his name was Frank, because he had kept all the notes, and he said, you should talk to this guy, because they're really the only ones that felt like that they were willing to even really give us a chance with only a handful of games. So Frank was the first guy I called, and Frank apparently had notes because he remembered all kinds of stuff about us over a year later. I think that's just Frank, honestly, but we didn't even call anybody else at that point because we knew, like, man, this is amazing. Everything fit within the budget we wanted anyways. So we just took the leap kind of without really doing a lot of due diligence at first because the customer support was so great, Frank was so great, and it's really been nothing but good things ever since. A lot less dealing with service issues, a lot less time, like emptying coin boxes. Like we look back now and think of the money we save just in labor to do those type of activities that you do on a daily basis if you're busy. We don't have to do those things. We can be sitting at home on the couch and we can take care of a customer's needs even if we're not at the arcade. You cannot do that with tokens or a coin or a change machine or anything like that. So the customer experience is another huge plus. It's just easier for the customer. You get a little bit of pushback at first from the old school guys that want to put quarters or coins in a pinball machine, but literally within days, those guys aren't even griping anymore. I mean, they're literally just like, this is great, I don't have to bring a bunch of money in now. Their brain finally clicks and they learn this new trick of like carrying a card and just playing games, which is really fun. Day one, we went from what we were making to seeing a 40% increase the first month. So we did nothing in that month other than install card readers. So we knew that was a big part of it. Since then, we've grown, of course, we've expanded, we've had some more games and stuff. So obviously that plays a part in what you have to offer. But it's exponential because of how easy it is to grow with the card system. I would recommend Amusement Connect because their pricing is extremely competitive with everybody else. The service is hands down the best in the industry. Anywhere you go online and get in any group with an FEC, Amusement Connect service is top notch. So those two things alone are great. And if you're coming from a coin drop situation, even a bill validator situation, it's going to be an instant revenue increase for you. So we recommend Amusement Connect, and we put them in all of our locations. It's more money, more value, less time spent on service, like all those things are why we love Amusement Connect and the more things they give us. I mean, we've got more time to come up with ideas to earn money other ways and other avenues. We have less revenue that we're spending on labor for our technicians because there's less downtime on our games, less coin jams, all those things. And the value is phenomenal. I mean, the price of the card readers, the way that the system works, it was the point of entry for us cost-wise was very reasonable, and we expected it to take X amount of time to pay it off, like a year or whatever, and it was literally just a couple months, and we're like, wow, we were just our only regret is that we didn't buy it 2 years earlier. That is like our only regret is not doing it sooner.